Hey, what's up? Welcome back on Spotify. You're on Stefs Rock Show. Our next guest is Cam of 96 Better Beans. Thanks for coming by.
Hi, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, I'm glad I caught you. I've been begging you to come back on because I made a mistake the first time. So, round two.
It was a
Um,
bad episode, just be honest with the
no,
people.
it was a great episode. I laughed really hard and I liked my questions. I wrote all new questions for our little fun test. But
All
you
right.
were on tour all over with Deron, flying everywhere. Tell me about how the tour was.
You're talking the UK one this year?
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. Like we booked it pretty much DIY. It was leftover from prior management. We did October and we did a whole October into November tour last year, December. And at the end of it, we just had to regroup, so we fired all that. But we had a tour we were working on for the UK, so we kind of salvaged that. And we didn't expect it to be as crazy as it was. We had to re-up merch 3 times. Shout out 8 Merch, Thomas at
Wow.
Redefining Darkness Records. You're the homie. Um, yeah, almost every show was sold. There was a bunch of sold out, and then once with the first 3, 4 shows got out, and the videos popped up, then just like all of a sudden we're getting like, hey, we're almost at capacity. Like, can you share? And then by the time we would share it on our story, they're like, yeah, we're out of tickets. So it was really cool. It was, I mean, CKY back in the day when Darren was doing that, the UK was like their second home.
Yeah.
They toured a lot. I mean, they did a little bit of Europe stuff with the festivals and some tours. I mean, they were all over, but like CKY back in the day was like UK, Australia, the States. So it was really
Australia, New
cool.
Zealand. Yeah, I noticed other, English speaking countries really followed the CKY Jackass whole movement and
Yeah.
they had everything on VHS like we did in America. It wasn't just, an American way
Yeah.
of
And
childhood.
since I joined 96, like things that I've been around in like the CKY Alliance since the 2K days. And I moved out when I was like 13. I've been touring since 14. But what I'm getting at is I've always utilized like the old CKY Alliance. Like we've always networked, and I have friends all over the world that now we're getting older, and so like for that UK tour, like we had some Alliance guys loan Darren his old Parker guitar, and then another guy, our good friend Phil, he's like, well, I got one of Darren's old guitars from the last time they played, so we had 2 of Darren's old guitars.
Nice.
Uh, just old editing videos like people from the Alliance back in the day. It's a really cool kind of bringing the old network back together. Like we could use agents and send money to like whoever to edit videos and do stuff for us, but I'd rather people that know what it is and be a part of it because that's what the band's about. It's just
Yeah,
having
it's
fun and getting
ground
everyone
roots.
involved. Yeah,
Yeah, really legit fans that have been following for a long time. And you've
exactly.
been in the music industry for a while, but how excited were you to go from someone that's inspired and following the CKY, 96 movement to now a part of it and in the band? How did that happen?
I would, being an Alliance kid, I try to like understand it, and it's just honestly a natural progression. Like I learned so much from about the music business and record. Like I used to message the Ask CKY Alliance or the forums, and like Chad would respond with how to record, and then bounce everything down on my tape recorder and left and right, and then Darren would give us. It was a really cool network. So once again, fast forward, I've been pounding the pavement since I was a teenager, and then really hard in my 20s, to the point that I just kind of ended up in the same realm as Darren. And like I was seeing what was going on with the band, and I'm like, this isn't it, man. Like, like his whole thing is like he wanted to start from scratch, and they did that. But then it just got to the point, it's like, you guys, this band needs to get, connected with this agent and that booking and do this. And they're like, well, how do we do that? And I'm like, here's my buddy's number. They're like, so eventually I just ended up in the band and handling that stuff. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I've been playing the song since I was fucking 10. So
You didn't need to learn the chords. You already knew what you were
the
doing.
only thing, there was two songs, and I'll make this short. I have the gift of gab. I used to do radio. Um, so two songs, 96 Quiet Bitter Beings. I was I've seen like 500 different people play bass on that song my whole life, with CKY, and
Yeah.
everyone kind of did it a little different. And there's like a walk from the seventh fret all the way to the second fret. So Deron was like, "You're playing it wrong. You have to do it like this." And then Shock and Terror, the main riff, the third time around, it just there was like some notes I was doing wrong. He's like, "Oh no, you're playing it the same way all four times. The third phrase you do it this way."
Oh, I didn't
But
know
other
that.
than that, I had everything. And he's like, for anyone that's been around listening to like Darren's music, that they've always struggled with bass players. So it's kind of an honor when he's like, "Hey, I've been doing this for like 35 years. You're the first bass player that showed up that knew his shit."
That's really huge. That's a compliment. And someone you look
Yes.
up to say, they like your style and the way you're doing it. I know you can't speak for him, but from being next to Deron and touring and traveling with him all the time, do you think there's any chance at all that him and Chad would ever get back together in a band?
Um, I mean, he's said it a million times in interviews in the last few years. Like, if those guys called him,
Okay.
like he wouldn't be opposed to it, but he just doesn't. Like you said, I'm not trying to speak for him. I'm only speaking on what he's said.
Yeah, do you have a
Um,
vibe? So he wouldn't just click and hang up though. He'd have a conversation. Is that what
yeah,
you
no, it's
think?
just those guys stop contacting. The only time they're in contact is when there's some business stuff and there's a middleman with them both on the phone.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, he'd rather, once again, going off what he said, do this. And we have the thing about 96, like we're not punching in the time clock and just collecting a paycheck. Like we're out there to have fun. Like I
Yeah.
have my own band that's my priority. Tyler, our guitar player, has his own band that's his priority. Darren's, at home with his family and only wants to have fun. Like, and that's same with Thomas, he's been around doing the music industry forever. So we're all at the point. 96 Bitter Beings is like us having fun and then
Mhm.
involving as many people that want to help. And, we're not opposed to bringing people in if they know the song, like get up on stage with us. That's what CKY did for me when I was a teenager. Um, I got out of that's kind of known now. I got out of lockup after a year and a half and they brought me on stage and then I was just like, all right, this is all I have to do. And now it's cool to pay it forward when people reach out to us on like Instagram, Facebook, and it's like, well, yeah, send us the song and
Straight
we'll
from
help
jail
them.
to the stage. You really
Yeah, for
went
sure.
up.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
But yeah, no, so like it's just like I said, it's about having fun and that's what we do. So but if those guys, I mean, Darren's still on the back end of that band, very much like an owner and a part of things. People don't know that, but it's the truth. So it is what it is. So it's
Yeah.
just
I mean, if you're
phones.
the original creator of a project, you should have
Yeah,
ownership, you know?
phones work two ways, and he's
Mm,
open. But it would have to be fun. It can't just be. He probably he's over the bullshit side of his life. He'll
yeah.
say it. The first thing he'll say is like, "I'm 50. I don't
Yeah.
want to unless it's fun. I don't want to do it." And
No
that's
politics. It
kind
would
of
be
cool.
fun for a big festival, though, maybe just a one-day thing. I think the
Yeah.
fans would go nuts, like, "Oh my god," and
Well,
then all of you guys up on stage together,
yeah.
like,
The,
from
the coolest thing is there's two bands out there playing Darren's music.
Yeah,
Like it or not, that's the truth. So at this
yeah,
point, the fans, you know, it, it's not a competition. If you listen to the song "Slither Away" by 96 Bitter Beings, it says it all there. There's no competition between the two bands. If anything, the fans get the best of both worlds. Like we'll come
yeah.
through an area, and then soon after CKY will, and then CKY will, and then we will, and then it's I guess left up to debate. But there is no debate to have. It's just two bands playing cool songs everyone wants to hear.
For
You know,
sure.
this
And
is
then I joked to you, I think before too, that when Alien Ant Farm and TKY got in a fight on tour, I'm like, that'd be so funny if 96 Bitter Beans just jumped in,
we
and took
that
over.
was kind of my that almost happened. That was my kind of kicking the door in to get into the
Yeah.
band. Is that was I want to say November 24. I was
Yeah.
down here in New Orleans visiting, doing some shit with not House of Shock, but Phil and Selma does like some haunted house shit. Fucking goddamn. Uh,
Nice.
but so I was down here, and then that happened. So I had called the manager at the time, and I was like, "Hey, I already talked to this person. This person, send them an email." He's like, "Well, yeah, yeah, maybe." But I'm like, "Hey, there's a possibility like you guys can hop on this UK thing. If anything, do the Australia run." And then he
Yeah.
finally did it, and it got right up to the finish line. And then they kind of pulled out last minute because they just didn't want to deal with the drama, which honestly is, yeah, wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
a
It would have
bunch
been
of
pretty
old heads,
crazy.
a bunch of old heads fighting and shit. Who gives a fuck?
People think it's high school girls. Some of the older bands still got their little feistiness in them.
Yeah, look, I'm a hardcore kid until about 2008, 2009. Then it turned into Mean Girls, and I just don't have time for like. I'm a student of the game. One of my favorite bands is Anti-Scene out of North Carolina. Jeff Clayton, what's up, brother?
Nice.
And they got a song, "Got This Far Without You," and it's like all that silly scene philosophy never meant a goddamn thing to me, and it's the truth. I don't give a fuck about the politics of I'm third generation music industry. Like I've seen enough people try and use their weight, and it's just like it just makes, and especially in this day and age, you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
cut
The
the
"Do you
legs
know who
out.
I am" too, like,
Yeah,
name
like
dropping,
who
like, it's
are
like,
what kind of
mm,
asshole tries to cut the legs out from another working musician in the year 2026? Like fuck, like honestly, fuck you, straight
yes.
up.
Yeah, and I'm a big like, I've had radio riffs in the past, right? It does well to kinda have a little local competition talking shit, but end of the day, nobody fucks with anyone's career. Nobody's actually,
Yeah.
trying to fuck your money up and your career up, but
Well,
it'll actually help your career sometimes if you have a little bit of a duel going on.
yeah, no, like for instance, speaking on radio, like Opie and Anthony would do Jocktober back in the day. They'd they'd play clips making fun of all the regional shock jocks, Lex and Terry, like all those guys.
Nice,
But it only like brought up they'd rip on them, but it would bring everyone up. Like
because then you wanna know
so
who they are. Yeah.
yeah.
And then we've gotta talk about, because when I saw the clip, I was like, "Oh, I bet he's stoked. I'm loving it." The NAMM moment, and I learned from you that you were even a part of it, where McLachie and Deron got together and got to jam at NAMM on guitars. Like, how were you kind of in the middle of that or there for that too?
Yeah. So I messaged Matt because he's always like in touch. We're always trying to figure out like, hey man, we're gonna play San Diego, come hang out. And he's busy, or he was busy with his actual career. And so finally, that I ran into him last year at NAMM at Metal Allegiance. And that's right before it was announced that I was in 96. I'm like, hey man, dude, love what you do. If you're not doing anything, come hang out with me. I'm going to the studio to jam with Deron. He's like, what? Like, I didn't realize like how big of a fan he
Oh,
was. I was
he's a
always like,
super fan.
that's
Super
which is
fan.
awesome, and we're big
Yeah.
fans of his. He does great work, and
Yeah.
but ultimately, I got Darren to go to Nam because he's like, Chad and I used to go back in the day. It's so boring. I don't care about gear, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like, there's a string endorsement and some other endorsements I had lined up for him. He just had to show face, and we haven't announced any of that shit yet, but. Well, and I'm like, dude, it's different now. It's like, let's go there, let's hang out, let's jam. I got a few friends that run booths. It'll be
Yeah.
cool. Kind of, we're trying to like reintroduce Darren to the wild. His kids are, pretty much all out of the house, and now it's time to get back on the road.
I feel that. A network too. It's
So
a big networking event,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
And
know?
he doesn't understand. I've told him a million times, like death metal, black metal, thrash metal, hardcore, pop punk. Everyone in my age group, younger and a little bit older, is a fan of Darren Miller and then the music he's made. Like
Yeah.
CKY was such a gateway drug into so much music and culture in the 2000s for my generation.
He's
And I mean,
iconic.
yeah, he just doesn't. That's what's kind of cool is he just doesn't know, and not. It's not that he doesn't care. It's just he doesn't know, and he
He
just
didn't
leaves
let
it
it
at
get
that.
into his head. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like he's like, if you say so, I don't believe you. And I'm like, all right. And then before you know it, um, I hit up Mac. I'm like, yo, man, we're here. We're talking to Billy Sheehan right now at the X Vive booth. So he comes over, and like we're about an hour before it shuts down on Sunday. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, every year there's a NAMM moment. Let's make a NAMM moment. So I'm like looking around, like there's every spot that I can see. You've been to NAMM, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you know how it's just, it's chaos, and we're
Chaos
right in the
Convention Center of lots of booths, yeah.
yeah, we're right in the drum area, which is like the worst part of NAMM because you can't even think. It's just so loud. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So I call my buddy. He runs like Arachnid Cabinets, and then my other friend, Rip Guitars. They were running a booth, and I'm like, yo, man, like, are you guys still set up? They're like, yeah. I'm like, can we come play and film something real quick? He's like, dude, get over here. So we ran over, and I'm like in the background setting up, getting the octave sound. We're trying to find guitars in the same tuning. And I turned to Mac. I'm like, do you know how to play 96? Or
One of his
and he's like,
favorites.
and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so he starts playing it, and then naturally Darren just fell in, and that's where that video. I have like a 10-minute video, but I clipped it down. But yeah, before you know it, like the homies from Acacia Strain are lined up, David Ellefson, and the whole like
Love him.
Ellefson. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
him and Pamela are they're good homies or whatever. But just
Yeah.
before you know it, there was just a cool NAMM moment. Like everyone, a bunch of like the death metal people were like, is that Darren Miller? Because he's like, no one's gonna know who I am there. I'm like, once again, Darren, you're gonna be surrounded by people that started playing guitar because of you. He's like, I'll believe it when I see it. And then he
Yeah.
spent an hour and a half talking to people. So
That's really cool, and it was just neat for me to see too, because I know how inspired McGlocky is by Darren's music, and you can hear the sound in some of his originals,
yeah,
and then same thing with Matt, kinda like, we're walking up and down Sunset Strip, and he got blown away that people recognized him. People stopped him outside of the whiskey, and they're like, "Are you that McGlocky guy that does the mashups?" And a lot of them knew that it wasn't me, at that time because it had just exploded, and he's like, "Yeah," and they asked to take a photo, and it was so cool that you can be a fan of music and then come up and have fans. I love that
yeah,
full circle.
dude. I mean, I'm a fan of Matt. Like I saw him and I was like,
Oh, me
whoa.
too. Oh, me
And
too.
like,
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm trying to get him and then Chris Garza. Um, So I don't know if Darren did Garza's podcast like last year. That was another one of those things. I'm like, hey,
Garza's
dude,
huge, man. He has a
yeah,
great podcast with the whole
yeah.
studio.
The same night I met Mac, I was talking with Garza at Metal Allegiance at NAMM. And I was like, we were talking about doing a podcast for my death metal band, but last year I was like, let's wait till we have a new record up. And I was like, hey, you know who Darren Miller is? Like CK. He's like, oh, dude, like, yeah, like he's a fan. So I was like, yeah, would you ever want to have him on the show? He's like, whenever he wants. So I hit up
Nice.
Darren and I'm like, hey, when you're free, drive down, 45 minutes away. He's like, what is this? I don't know what this is. And I'm like, it's like the Joe Rogan of metal
Of metal.
podcast.
You wanna do this.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so he went and did it. And like what you see, I think they did almost 2 hours. Like there was no, you know, bullet points. There was no pre-rehearsal. It was Darren walking in the doors, talking for 5 minutes, sitting down, and him just being him. But in that, him and Chris like just started free jam. They made a song up out of nowhere,
Wow.
and everyone like so many people are like, you guys should turn that into a song. So I'm trying to get Mac and Chris and Darren to like team up on that, and we'll just do like a free make the song, put it on Instagram, put it up for a free download for everybody. Maybe put a paywall on it and then donate that money to like a cool cause, like Toys for Tots or something.
That'd
You
be
know, we'll
so
see.
sick. Now that he's
Uh,
out of the military too, he's got more time available to do
yeah,
projects
he actually,
and go
if I'm
places.
not mistaken, he just moved a lot closer to where I'm at. So I hit him up like a week or two ago, like, let's hang out, let's do stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, cool. I gotta come out and visit you guys out there.
dude,
Thanks.
anytime. I moved here because A, it's my favorite city in America, followed up by Richmond. Just it's one of the last cool cities with like real culture and everything. That the housing market is affordable. Like I
Yeah.
stumbled into a 3 bedroom brick house for under 100K, and I'm not in a
No. Shut
hellhole.
the fuck up. I'm in
Yeah, I
California.
know
I don't wanna hear
everyone
that.
that
I don't
lives
wanna hear
that's
that.
watching this. When I told Darren what my house payment, he's like, "I'm gonna kill you."
No, like, I think I'm affordable in Northern Cali, but you can't a 3 bedroom is 600 at the least, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. You gotta
Yeah,
steal.
so anytime anyone, if you're cool, if you want to come do the NOLA thing, like I'll be your tour guide. I got extra rooms. If I'm on tour, I'll give you the door code. Like
Hell yeah, and one of
we
my
come
best
see
friends from
people.
LA, she just moved to Franklin, Tennessee, literally 2 days ago.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay,
yeah, yeah,
cool.
apparently that's close by Nashville, but is, like, another up and coming suburban area to buy, but
Yeah,
I
I've
gotta
been
explore all that.
a lot of a lot of that post COVID, was like Florida, Austin, Nashville. Now it's starting to spread out from Nashville. Like Memphis is starting to kind of kick back again, the music scene. Like it's been like trap rap and rap for a while. Now it's like the rock and stuff's going there. New Orleans is getting hit again with, I mean, I'm here for music. Detroit's a sleeper. I was looking at moving there because that's another place you can buy a Mick mansion or like a Gilded era mansion for under 100K. I've been saying like Detroit in the next 3 to 5 years is going to be the next kind of Austin. There's going to be something cool happening
Gonna
there.
make a turnaround. It's just so cold. That's the only thing I have a hard
That's
time with the cold
I
weather.
grew up on Minneapolis, St. Paul, lived in Fargo till I moved here.
Mm.
I can't do winter ever again. I'm done.
Yeah, I can't do winters. I'm
Horrible.
not about it. I like good weather. So wait, tell me about Gorgatron. Like, tell me about your other band and what you're doing and how you started that.
So, I actually moved to Fargo, North Dakota because I kept seeing this death metal band that just like was their own. That's the thing about death metal. It's like 98 or extreme metal, brutal death metal, slam, name the whatever subject. It's all 98% of it's fucking the same thing.
Mm.
So it's just like I like what I like, and when I kept seeing Gorgatron around the Midwest, I was like, wow, like there must be something in Fargo. There must be a cool music scene to play songs like not only like the songwriting and the riffs, but like they're doing like crazy like 240 beat per minute blast beats and like no bullshit. So I moved up there on a whim. I lived in my vehicle for like 2 weeks.
Nice.
Joined a few bands and like before I knew it, I was teaching these punk bands like how to play their own music. Um, and then I got back into like touring because I took a little hiatus, and then I started doing stuff with my friends and our friend in Green Jello, Bill Manspeaker at building bands for him and all that. And then within a year, Paul from Gorgatron hits me. He's like, "Hey, want to play bass in Gorgatron?" I'm like, "Yes." I already knew a bunch of their shit, and then so I joined 2014, and then by 2015, I started kind of managing and booking, and then because I just have this like tunnel vision when it comes to bands I'm really into, and I want to see like I'm always a fan of Gorgatron before I'm a member, and I really
That's
want
your style. That's what you do. I like it.
yeah, high tide raises all ships, and if I can help, I will.
I'm a fan before I date a rock star, I just realized. So I do the same thing you do. I'm a fan and then I'm like, "Oh my god, we're dating. This is crazy. I
Yeah,
moved in."
right. Like
Yeah.
the only thing left on my not Mount Rushmore, but my, I guess, not even a list, bucket list or whatever is, I have to be. I'm gonna somehow be a member in Guar.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
guess
sick. I had
somehow,
King
or
Parrots on. They opened for Gore, so they put me on the VIP list for the Sacramento show a couple
yeah,
months ago. That was sick.
or play bass in Crowbar
Okay. Bass
or
and
Kingdom of
Crowbar.
Sorrow.
Nice. Wink, wink,
No,
if
but
you're listening. Sorry,
so
it's
yeah,
just Carson Daly. That's the only one that listens that does cool
right.
shit. I'm just
But no, so with Gorgatron, I mean, it's they're kind of that Gorgatron's like the pioneer of like that upper Midwest death metal. I mean, Kansas City held it down for so long with bands like Unmerciful, Origin, all that, and then like that's that middle part. But then Gorgatron just like redefined everything, and I joined. We've been touring nonstop since 2016, and then we had all this stuff planned with a new album in 2020. I mean, our first European tours, these major tours, and then COVID, just like everyone else, took that away.
yeah.
So then, as soon as things were open, I mean, we were back out, I think, summer of 2020, because North Dakota, and we just went to states that were open. We still had a lot of precautions and all that. And then by 2021, we were back at it, touring. And then, like just busting our ass, on the DIY thing. And then we had booking agents, and then one agent got mad and didn't keep our information. So then we had to start all over again. We kind of burnt ourselves out. Some guys, it's not announced yet, I guess breaking news, but
Yeah.
a couple of guys just didn't have the dog in the fighting them anymore, which is fine. Like, I'll never knock anybody. I mean, there was some weirdo shit going on behind the curtain, but
Ooh, that's always fun.
yeah, it's like we're a death metal band, not a deathcore band. So
Yeah. We're
be
not really
gone.
cutting people open on stage and pretending to birth children, and yeah, there's some crazy shit sometimes, some of those,
Yeah, no, we're
deathcore
just
bands.
the Gorgatron's. It's about a group of friends having fun, playing sick fucking riffs and death metal, just having fun. Like, as soon as someone's priorities shift from that, like, just don't be here. Like, or like if you think, I don't know, just, and let's think, people change and all that. But so we have a new lineup. All that's going to get announced very soon. We have a new album, a new label.
Nice.
I think we're shooting a drop later this year, and then back on the grind with the touring Europe and the festivals and all that.
Oh,
Um,
sweet.
yeah, yeah. We, like I said, that Gorgatron's like that's the priority band. That's my baby. Even though I'm not like an original member, but I guess you could call it a core member. I don't know.
Gorgatron is wifey and 96 Bitter Beans is the side chick, but you love them both?
We both they both pick me up at the airport, and then we go to like Fogo de Chao, and then
Yeah. Do
have
you
a
wanna
great
hear
time
like,
there.
what's funny is when guys go to such extremes. So I'm a huge fan, all my listeners know, of Love After Lockup. It is my guilty pleasure reality show where someone's locked up and someone's outside and giving them money. Well, one guy last Friday, he wanted these women so bad, he gave them 2 different release dates, one day after the other, and he pretended on the second day to go back to the jail and like he just came out for the second time to his second girlfriend to keep this going. And I go, the effort. I gotta my hats off to him of getting an Uber back to the jail and pretending in the same jail outfit that he's getting out again. It's funny to me that sounds so stressful and exhausting. I would
You
much
know,
rather bang one person at a time than go through all that.
yeah, I've learned over the years that just right out of the gate, like if that's your thing, like if you just tell or bring it up, like most people be like, all right, yeah, let's try it out. And like you don't have to live this double life.
Being poly or open or honest with
Yeah,
the
like especially in
situation.
this day and age, like I got all that out of my system. Now I'm like, I got this house and trying to hunker down.
You got to impregnate some bitch now. You got to knock her up, pop
Yeah,
out some babies.
I'm trying. I'm still gonna tour. Like another thing being down here is like I want to. When eventually when I have kids,
Yeah.
like I want to do some form of homeschooling, just like the curriculum, like until a
Yeah.
certain time, then send them off to public school. And then if
Oh,
I did
I'm
a
a
good
homeschool
job,
teacher all the way. You got to go on tour, knock up a girl in every state. So you got a baby coming in
that's
each
like my
state.
dad. My dad has like 8 kids. I'm one of them.
That's
Yeah,
legit, dude.
my dad was that old school musician. Like all the baby mamas love him. He takes care of it. My dad's the shit. But
Damn, that's some fun shit. He was just honorable, but you normally they don't like the guy that has multiple baby mamas. So he was the
if
exception.
you, I kind of joked with my dad about that once. I was like, all your baby mamas love you. It's like all my exes. love me. Like we still talk and shit, and not like all the time, but like everything's cool. He's
Yeah.
like, well, my dad's sly and cool. He's just like, well, that's because we good lovers, man. Yeah. He's like, my dad's smooth
Yeah,
with a V. He's like,
that's
I mean,
legit. I'm cool with,
if
like,
you
all my
love,
exes.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, if you love right, there's always gonna be love there. So, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I
I
guess
think
I
if you're a giver
did
in the
something.
bedroom, like, it's hard for your exes to hate you. They're like, "Oh, that person was really worried about my nut, so they must have loved me." You know? It's
Yeah,
romantic.
I've never had female troubles, but I've always been in long relationships, and then that in
Oh,
between period, I have a long courting stage anyway. Like I've never been one to. I don't like flings. It just seems messy. You
I don't
know.
anymore, but my god, I ran through Hollywood and Austin
Hell yeah.
for Jesus Christ. I think I
Fuck
got most
yeah.
of the metal music scene, in
Fuck
LA,
yeah.
so
Hell yeah.
it was exciting. It
It's a
was
good time.
fun. And
Yeah.
it's when
I
you're a
mean,
stripper, you're not looking for a relationship, you know? You're just
oh
like,
yeah. Believe me,
"What's
I
what's
had
happening
my
tonight?"
I had a few when I was single for like 2 years for a while, so my whole half my band worked at the shout out. I probably shouldn't put them on blast, but I don't give a fuck. So shout out the Northern in Fargo, and
Nice.
so I had a few cool lady friends. And that actually a couple of them danced down here in New Orleans.
Sick.
I
Yeah,
should call
no.
her.
Yeah, yeah, you should. Strippers would make the best lovers and
Oh,
girlfriends, I'll be honest. We're empaths. We just might not stay forever. We might linger, but we're
hey,
great for,
look,
like, 4 months.
I'm here tomorrow and I'm gone today, to quote Lemmy. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I made another version of the last game we played, but it's, Would You Jackass Edition, Try These Stunts. Are you down to play?
yes, yes, I'm
Okay,
ready to go.
cool. Okay, would you get flipped upside down in a used porta potty?
Used but clean, or used like dirty
You
construction
like, ho
site?
did you see when Steve-O did it and was in the
Yeah.
porta potty that got flipped? So kinda like that, like, it's been used and gets flipped.
Ah, if I could pay about 10, and I live in New Orleans, so it's cheap. So if I could pay 10 years of my mortgage off that one stunt, I'd do it.
So
I
finances
hate
hold
money,
up.
but I'm trying to have a low cost of living now.
Yeah. Well,
So
no, we all
yeah,
like to
yes,
do it.
I would if the price was right.
Okay, would you get a tattoo on your butt?
It would read, to quote Pete Steele from I Like Goyles, it would read, a tattoo on my ass reads exit only.
Okay.
Typo
That's
negative. Shout out.
just in case, if you end up in prison and someone's trying to get with you, they can read exit only.
Yeah.
They don't,
I'm just
yeah,
day one, I'm stabbing everybody. I don't give a fuck.
that's hot. Yeah. I made friends. It was fun. It was in 2018 and
When sorry.
oh, that's gonna say, first I was scared shitless,
Um,
but then I found out we were all moms, so we all had something in common and
right.
became friends.
I did a year and a half in lockup, 6 months in like a jail when I was a teenager, a juvenile, if you will, and then a year living in the woods. But I had assaults because I was an angry young boy, so I wasn't allowed to be like in the group with other kids. So I would
That's
just,
hot.
I would
Yeah.
just, I would just
Anger
pull
issues,
that.
red flags.
I've learned how to make jokes. I've put that to rest. Unless like the only thing that pisses me off, and I don't say I lash out, but I like justice. If someone's
Mm,
fucking wrong, or
yes,
like deceptive, or manipulating someone's like free will, and I notice it, I will interject myself. Henceforth,
100.
a prior manager. But anyway,
Nice. Yeah, we don't fuck
yeah,
around. Okay, would you joust in a shopping cart?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out,
sounds fun.
a little fun fact. A lot of those old CKY bits were written by Brandon DiCamillo, and the CKY and Jackass thing. It's like kind of interbred. It was set like the music was always separate from that shit. But I will say, it's funny to me like the new Jackass is coming out, and a bit that Deco came up with the shopping cart thing is being used as like the cover for the last movie, and he is still without credit. So
Wow.
everyone should spam the comments like shout out Deco for the shopping cart bid.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
to get a percentage, some royalties
Yeah, I was
of
just
that idea.
we were just oh we were just kicking it with that dude. He's doing having a good time doing his thing, but eventually soon maybe you'll see something from Brandon.
That'd be cool.
AKA everyone go swarm Shane Gillis and his production team's social medias and say we want Brandon DiCamillo.
Okay.
Just
Dude,
do it.
Shane just killed it on the Kevin Hart roast. I don't know if you saw that. It was
Yeah.
so funny.
Shane
Ugh.
Sh- uh, yeah, that whole Westchester Mechanicsburg. Shane's a Philly guy, and there's a whole thing there, but
Yeah,
maybe soon you'll
he
see
grew up
some.
around Bam in that area. Yeah,
Hmm.
they were around
Yeah,
town
he did
together.
some of his first sets. That was all being discussed, and then he actually went on that Joe Rogan's podcast. Like he did some of his first stand-up sets at the Note.
Yeah, I listened to that, and that was
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
to
yeah.
think
There
how
was there's a
intertwined
whole
everything is.
trying to get some things going on because there's a lot of like I'm not going to put too much of the cart before the horse, but like with 96, like I said earlier, like we want to, and we can get back to the bits. Like I said, I've got the gift of gab and I have ADHD, but
No, I do too, but that's why it's fun to have
um,
a podcast because then I can just talk all day.
yeah, like a big thing with 96 is like we want fans and friends involved to be creative and have fun. Like this whole like money thing and being paid, like it's not about that. It's about having fun. And so, and we want to find like-minded people and production groups that just want to have fun, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what Shane and them are doing. Danny McBride and the Rough House crew, like those
Love
people are doing it right. So
love 'em.
that's what we're trying to do.
Kenny Powers.
Yeah.
Okay, would you drink animal pee?
Uh, I don't think so.
Not
Like
even a
willing,
prize.
like willingly.
Yeah, like if someone's like, "Hey, 10 grand to drink like elephant piss," would you do it?
Ah, 10 grand elephant piss.
I would.
Like how much? Like a sip?
I mean, I guess like a glass, like a
A
cup, you
full
know?
glass?
Yeah.
Piss?
Yeah.
Are they well hydrated?
I don't know if the element
Is
elephants
it a
were I mean, water
female
was
animal or a male animal?
I what so that makes a difference if it's female piss or male piss?
You know what? Just because of karma, I've peed on enough girlfriends in the shower that
Yeah, that's hot.
I'll have to have to. I'll take the L on that one, and I guess I'll hit a hot cup of piss.
Yeah, for some money, you know?
Yeah,
Okay, would you run fully nude around a concert?
yeah. I
Yeah.
be, I mean, I basically I go commando and wear dress pants some days anyway, so it's basically the same thing.
There's no hiding it. People can
Dad,
see
Dad's got nothing to hide.
the outline. Yeah. Don't pull Lenny Kravitz though and bend on stage and rip your pants open, you know? And then it
Oh, did he
pops
do
out.
that?
Yeah, it popped out. Oh my god, there was like a snake that popped out of his pants.
I, I actually have. I had a like so I have stage clothes and then like on tour I have stage clothes and then like day-to-day clothes and then my backup stage clothes when I'm doing laundry at the venue. And my main pair of pants I didn't know had like a hole in the crotch area. So like
You
yeah,
were showing
if
a ball or just a tip?
yeah, pretty much.
Just the mushroom
Depending
experience?
on
Did people pay extra for that?
well now like I should have put a paywall on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Can't
you
be
need to
giving
charge for that. Make a
can't be
website.
giving all that meat away for free.
I know, damn. Okay, would you fight a dwarf?
A dwarf?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they like trained? Is this like a trick? Like I don't know that they're
Have you
like
seen, like, midget wrestling? Like, what like a hardcore midget wrestler, would you fight one of those?
yeah, I'm a wrestling mark, so I'd job for a midget or a dwarf
Yeah,
rather, a little person.
yeah, I think
I'd job for him. I'd throw a couple of potatoes, drink a couple of beers.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Would you okay, one more. Would you crowd surf in a thong?
uh am I belly down?
You
So
are
people
they're
get
on your back. They could put a finger up your booty though, I guess, while you're crowd
exit
surfing.
only. So if I could go belly down and just people would be like, oh,
So, like, cock on everyone's face while you're
yeah,
crowd surfing? Yeah, teabagged
yeah.
to the front of the stage. That could be
I'll
your
hang.
intro for the next show.
Yeah, I'll hang 8 on the crowd. Who cares?
I love it.
I'm
You're
getting
very
paid for all these
adventurous.
bits.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jackass, but you're very adventurous. Well, I love it. Thank you so much, Cam, for taking time out of your day, coming back on, talking to me, and looking forward to staying in contact with you. Let me know what's going on and if you're touring out here or if I can make it out there, I'm definitely gonna let you know.
Yeah. And we'll come. Like we've been talking. The other week, like we were out on the West Coast filming in Westchester. That'll be released soon for 96 Bitter Beings. Darren,
Nice.
we're gonna keep going back there, and we're just gonna roam around all the places that he started. CKY, this end up,
Make
all the
some
bands
new
going out
movies,
there.
film some cool
We're doing some
footage.
like little mini doc stuff, but we went to Maryland Death Fest, and then he did a full set with Cancer. So I was trying to get him to do an episode with you, but it was just so boom, boom, boom. Like we went to 15 North, which is now a restaurant. Looks nothing like the old 15 North, where
Wow.
CKY used to play. Rab came out. Like we did a lot of stuff, so I was like, "Fuck!" So we'll get Darren on here soon,
I would love that. Yeah, he's
and
welcome by
then
anytime.
yeah, and then yeah, stay in the loop.